Hello, my fellow audience. Today we're going to be talking about billionaires
Billionaires and Their Secrets,
and the
right?
billionaires and their secrets. We were waiting for this book called Billion Dollar Secrets.
And once it came in, what we was trying to do was to
Compare and contrast the world's billionaires versus our millionaires and billionaires here.
the book was by Jack, what was it, Canfield
Jack Canfield,
and Rapiad Baziag.
yeah, Raphael Basquiat.
And so what we was doing was looking at the behaviors of the billionaires that had visions and passion and was focus centered against billionaires like
Like the predecessor,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Vince McMahon, and other intentional behavior billionaires in our country.
Okay. So they had talked about what motivated them.
And what motivated the billionaires around the world, example from China and India, was getting out of poverty and helping their parents. They had a purpose. They didn't have no greed and motive and trying to make the world a better place.
Okay, and so some of the things that they listed, they talked about their vision, they talked about their passion. So I guess the passion on the other side was, they said many artists on the other side of billionaires, they ripped off people.
They ripped off people. They disrespected people, sexual harassment allegations. Just say, I could do whatever I want type of mentality.
And their passion, they had desires that contributed to personal growth. Now, on the other side, we looked at behaviors that uh, the growth was only about them.
It was about them. It was not about growing their community or growing their friends or their community. They were growing about themselves.
Boy, Mace would have a lot to say about Bad Boys Company, wouldn't he?
I mean, yeah, Mace, Cassidy, and other people. And the victims of Vince McMahon, victims of Don Michael Cohen, and Stormy Daniels will have something to say about that as well.
There was a lot of risk taken on the other side of in Billion Dollar Secrets, and those risks were
Their risk was on our side is more their reputation and ending of their legacy.
and uh, they and the risk taken on the other side was they took risks because they wanted to better
They
themselves.
wanted to better themselves and get out of that community and build opportunity. So there are different types of risk.
For as their decision making, they made decisions to resolve problems quickly.
Yeah, they wanted to solve problems and make it better. Whereas our decision making here is just they're making problems even worse.
Well, that book was very fascinating, and it had a lot of information. It was a really good book, and once again, the name of the book was
But
Billion.
it was Billion Dollar Secrets, and I know it's just a perfect book for two of my favorite YouTubers. The shout out to Tim at Intentional Millionaire and Before the Billions. And to the finance bros like Perry Unlikely and Sim Simeon. Shout out to these guys.
Okay, we learned about the profile. We learned about who was it? Mohad what was Mohad Atred, the Atred group. We learned about Naria Murphy, the one that said, "Don't lie, don't
He
steal."
said, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal.
Yeah, there was Manny Stu, Sergey Galinsky. There were many billionaires, but all these billionaires focused on helping.
They were helping the people, helping community, and creating jobs. That's what they were focused on. They were not focused on selfish means. And they actually like making money. They don't like losing money. They're not focused on like materials as the cars and things like that. The cars, the clothes. They're not impressed by that.
And most of the time they said that when they became a millionaire, some of them had just got to a point where they was kind of what, complacent.
Then some of them, when they become millionaires, they were complacent, they stop learning, and they don't focus on reputation. Whereas billionaires focus on their reputation every day, and they keep learning, they keep studying, they keep reading, they keep every day. That's what billionaires do. They keep reading, whereas millionaires stop reading.
Do you think that the billionaires on the other side with the with Jay-Z and Diddy,
They would not even associate with people like Diddy and Jay-Z. Some of them would not even do business with them. And some that would do business with Jay-Z and Diddy, they will find a way to get out of it. But that is not a long-term relationship.
they said that when you lose your integrity, that it was your status of money was not
It says hollow. It means nothing.
and wasn't sustainable.
It wasn't sustainable. You lose more if you don't have no integrity or no principles or no morals than you do.
So after they lost, after on the other side, the problem causers lost integrity, and we got this big investigation that has came out in the entertainment
Then
community.
they got the entertainment community, the ones that cheat, like Sam Bankman-Fried of ATX, when he did integrity problems, and he's going to be sentenced to jail, 50 years in jail. Sam Bankman-Fried, another one, and integrity problems as well.
Well, reading that book was really interesting, and it gave us a kind of big overall picture of what was going on, and we were curious because, well, we're not millionaires for sure.
We're not millionaires and
And
we're
we're
not
not
billionaires,
billionaires.
but one of the things what taught us in this book is to keep learning and to have integrity and watch who your friends are as well. That's what billionaires really do. They watch who they associate with, and they read a lot as well. They constantly try to improve.
You know, I like the saying that they kept saying $1 billion, what was it, hashtag $1 billion gold nugget.
Yeah, $1 billion gold nuggets. $1 billion gold nuggets is really about wisdom and how not just for billionaires, but that can apply to everybody in life, whether you're broke or a millionaire or a billionaire.
And a lot of these billionaires, they didn't go to
They
Yale.
didn't even go to school. There's a difference between school and actual education.
They didn't
And I
go.
value more like life education.
They didn't go to Yale.
They didn't go to Yale or no Harvard or things like that, but they had life experience and life education.
And they were self-made.
And they were actually self-made. Some of the billionaires were disowned by their mothers and fathers.
But they
But they kept persevering. They kept moving forward for their family, for their siblings.
they had a lot of discipline, and
They had a lot of self-discipline on the inside, which we don't have here.
the curiosity for us, because you figure like a person gets all the way to the top and they've made it.
That's the millionaire mindset. They just made it and they stopped learning.
And then the billionaire,
When they make it to the top, they still kept building. They still kept working. They still kept improving their craft every day.
kept improving their cat. And we haven't heard about any of the billionaires from the other side doing what? Having this.
Having sexual misconduct problems. They work on their reputation. They watch who they associate with. Everything.
So this is a book that I think that a lot of people need to go get.
A lot of people need to be going, not just apply just to billionaires, for everybody, especially if you want to be in business.
Right.
Especially if you're going to be a business person.
And it makes you feel like you don't have to have
You don't have to have a Harvard degree or a Yale degree or connections to have business. You just have to have will, grit, and focus and integrity. That's what you have to have.
Well, it's a lot in their book that they said, because they had different in each chapter they kind of laid out a path where they named uh, different things that you have to have,
Mm-hmm.
and the ambition, leadership. You had to be proactive. Now I'm gonna stop right there because the billionaires, like on our side of the track, they weren't proactive. They were
They
reactive.
were actually reactive. They're reactive to the situation. You have to be proactive and lead from the future.
Trying to think of who our billionaires was networking with, because these people had all types. I mean, they go on trips and network and uh, just really enjoy each other's company. And the billionaires on our side, we really don't have but what, maybe 10? Did they
I
have?
mean, for the billionaires on our side, for black billionaires in the United States, there's only 6 African American billionaires in the United States. Only 6.
And I'm wondering, who did they make millionaires, or who all did they help to get to a position of that type of, power?
We know Jay-Z didn't. We know that P. Diddy didn't. And we definitely know Oprah didn't either. As a matter of fact, if you go against some of them, you actually blackballed. Or maybe even murdered.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
We can't say
We
that.
can't. We have to say allegedly because I don't want to get sued. All right, I don't
That's
like that. I
no,
hate that word allegedly.
but we can't. We have no information that
Yeah,
these people actually
they actually did so
participated
and
in.
participated. But who do they make as billion? Nothing. They're selfish. They actually create a culture and promote a culture of selfishness.
A cultural cult,
A,
right?
or a cult.
So, uh, $1 billion Secrets was just really very informative. Because like we're not billionaires, we're not millionaires,
No, we're not.
and we were trying to figure out what motivates one side to exceed, and if they do have these behaviors, we don't hear nothing about them. Well,
We don't hear about them, but they're not interested in engaging in that selfishness and that behavior or engaging in consumerism. They don't. We're the ones that engage in that consumerism, like the fake rich, like give me that big old nice clothes or purses or the big old house or the big old car. It's a scam. Or
well,
keep it up with the Kardashians, as we call it in financial YouTube. Shout out to Global GPS.
well, it seemed like when a lot of us get rich, you
We
know,
lose our mind. We
well,
lose our
we
mind.
gotta, well, we're spending all our money back on material things
Instead of investing in our communities that really needs the help. That's what we need to be doing.
uh, so we're gonna let you close this out. Give me your last word on this $1 billion secret.
My last word on the $1 billion secret is stop watching dumb stuff and invest in going to seminars. Invest and read more. Did you know? And I'm going to give you this last golden nugget. Once you finish, people that finish high school and college, the average person only reads one book after high school and college in their lifetime afterwards. Where billionaires read 100 books a year. 100 books a year. Another golden nugget, when we get our money, we spend it. They only spend maybe 30 minutes a day on finance discussion. 30 minutes a day, average person. Do you know how much millionaires and billionaires spend their finances? 30 hours. That's just crazy. That's insane. 30 hours a day.
So we so
So the real lesson is look what the average person is doing and doing the exact opposite.
and doing the
Exact opposite. And I'll shout out to Orlando Meyer. Do not overpay. And when you and learn to also take risk. Because today, a shout out to get Orlando Meyer. These companies ain't loyal.
All right.
So on that note, we are out of here
And
in
this,
peace.
and this was fun.
This was fun. Okay. Strolls right here.